reside in Airdrie, but I worked in Cumbernauld for quite a while and have a strong affinity to the town itself. I've worked in Cumbernauld, I've been involved with Cumbernauld Swimming Club, handball, that sort of thing. I've been with Case for 6 years. I've been a driver. I do a wee bit of handiwork in the office and whatnot, and now progressed to transport manager. The first lady I picked up, the first thing she said to me was, "You're the first person I've seen in a week." And that told me then that we are doing something that's right, because she had no contact with anyone. So right away I was hooked, and I speak to that lady often. We've had cycling champions, we've had boxing. One of the guys that used to come sparred with Walter McGowan, who, when I was a boy, was one of the best boxers, pound for pound, in the world. We've had lots of ladies with absolutely wonderful stories to tell. One of the ladies told me a story about when she started work in an office in St Enoch Square, and her first job on a Monday morning was to clean the phones. Before anything else happened, she had to clean the phones, and no one else had to do it, because until someone else came in as a junior, that was her job. So she'd pick every phone out the receiver and clean them all around the office. And that was just one of these wee things that made you think, well, I could believe that happening, I could see that happening. But it just gave it a wee bit more oomph when someone says that was my first job I ever done, was clean a phone. My first recollection of Cumbernauld is going to a shop called Presto, and they had plastic chairs everywhere, and it was just so unreal, because I'd never seen a place with as many plastic chairs. You know, the kind of the garden variety, and it just seemed everybody was sitting in Presto's cafeteria, and it was just a sea of chairs, and you didn't notice the people. You know, like you saw all these, you're thinking, wow. And a big clock was always a feature. And I used to come here when I was a boy. We used to go down to Cumbernauld fishing on the canal. Now that sounds crazy, being as I'm from Airdrie and you were cycling, and we cycled to Cumbernauld to do fishing, then come back to Cumbernauld to go to a sweetie shop in the town centre before we headed back. Pal and I used to be a police officer, and I worked in Cumbernauld for 15 years. So I was night shift, and I had a phone call from a guy saying that he had his pal tied to a chair and he was going to knife him. So I knew the guy's name. I knew his voice, and I says, right, okay. I says, you're through to your doctor's surgery. Oh, is that you, Dr. Brown? I says, yes, it is. So I kept the guy on the phone for 3 hours, until such times as we get his flat surrounded and everybody out safely. And then, lo and behold, we got his pal out. But it was just so funny. He was thinking he was talking to his JP. So one of the funniest comments that was made to me was when we were phoning around during COVID. And my question to him was, what's your favourite season and why? And of course it was like, very few liked winter, apart from Christmas. A lot of folk liked spring, a lot liked autumn for the colours, but the majority went for summer, which is not surprising in Scotland. We got summer last week, didn't we? So I said, why do you like summer? And she says, I can get my hot pants out. And I said, did I hear you right there? Your hot pants? I says, I thought you said pot plants. She went, no, I said hot pants. Everyone's different. Everyone. My mum always told me that everyone has got something to offer you. Your trick is to find it. And she was right. She was right. Every person we deal with has got something to tell us. Everyone. But we've got to get it out of them. And that's what I've brought here. We've got to speak to people individually and collectively. That's how you can build or bring your experiences and give them a wee flavour of what you've learned and what's happened. And because every day was a chocolate day. Every day you learn something. And there are far more nicer people out there than there are rogues. And I tell everyone that. Tell everyone that. A lot of rogues, but they're still weighing, compared to decent people.
Definitely.
And they're that make it worthwhile. And that's how the people here make it worthwhile.